Hey everybody, I just want to put together a quick video on what your Pycharm and Python and Git install should look like. So this is going to be hopefully a speed run through this, and I'm going to start with Pycharm because it's the biggest download. I'm just going to go through the direct link, and I'm not going to show you the download window because you know what that looks like. And here we go. Let that do its thing. Python download. I want 365 for Windows, and I'm going to let that do its thing. And then this is Git for Windows. I believe you can also get the version 2.17.1 sub 2 from the Git project, but we're going to use Git for Windows because it's going to always give us the newest release. And there we go. Okay, so we've got Pycharm downloaded, and I'm going to go ahead and there we go. Opening Pycharm now. And it's just giving me a little window that says verifying the installer. Nothing exciting there, so I'm going to leave it on that window. Yes, I want to install it. Okay, so I'm going to switch this window over to the Pycharm Setup. Thank you, OBS. Okay, Pycharm Setup next. I'll let it do the default destination. Next, I want the 64-bit launcher on the desktop, and I want to associate that with Python files. I'm not really concerned about the menu there. Okay, next I'm going to install Python, and I'm going to switch over to that window. Thank you again, OBS. Whoops. I'm going to do a custom installation. I want the pip. I want all this stuff. This is the box that a bunch of folks did not check, which is the add Python to environment variables. So I'm going to not check that, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what to do so you can get this to associate with your Pycharm that you've set up. And in the meantime, I'm going to go and I'm going to also open Git. My Git installer. Yes, I want to install Git. And I'm waiting on that. And we'll get the Git installer. Okay. And this is their user agreement. I'm going to use the program files, Git, for my install directory. This is important here in a few minutes. Yes, go ahead and install anyway. And I'm not going to make any changes. I'll add a desktop icon. Not super concerned about that. Go ahead and install it to Git. I want to use Vim because that's where we're going to get our Unix style editor from. I'm going to go ahead and let it use Git from the command prompt, so use default there, default here. I'm pretty much just going to click through these screens because I don't need to make any changes. And it's going to go ahead and do its extraction. Great. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, I'm going to emulate Vim. I like Markdown. I like Bash support. I'm not concerned about R, so I'm going to skip that. Start using Pycharm. Gives me a new window. Still modal here. Pycharm. Okay, now it's got yet another different window. There we go. Create a new project. Let me get the double click, please. Pycharm is not giving the double click. There we go. New project, just pure Python. I'm going to leave this default Pycharm projects untitled and create. I'm going to close the tips. I don't really need their help for this. Creating the virtual environment. In the meantime, I am going to go back to Python and show you what we need to change. And what we need to do is we need to find the installer, and that is in my downloads folder. So I'm just going to go ahead and open the installer again while Pycharm is doing its thing. And I'm going to swap over to the Python window. So most of you did not check that box that I was just talking about. You need to reopen your Python installer and go to Modify, go to Next, and here we go, Add Python to Environment Variables. Install that. It's pretty quick. We're done. Closing that. And because we changed the environment variables, we also need to close Pycharm. So I'm going to do so. Essentially, we need to get Pycharm to catch up to the fact that we added Python to the environment variables. So I'm just going to open Pycharm here from my Cortana, and here we go. Now we're getting back to Pycharm. Sweet, it's changing the window again, so I need to catch up. There we go. Close. Alright. The next thing we need to do is we're going to update our terminal. So we go to File, go to Settings, which I believe will give me a new window. It does. So I'm going to swap over to there. Great. I need to open Tools with this drop down. I need to open the terminal. The shell path is set for Commander, which is not what we want to get Unix commands. We'll remember that I loaded this into program files. Here's our Git folder. Here's our bin folder and our sh.executable. Okay. Now I need to put quotation marks around this. Need to give it the login flag and the interactive flag. And just to be safe, we are going to uncheck the close session when it ends, if my mouse will work. There we go. Apply those changes, say OK, and now I need to go back to Pycharm window. Thank you. And again, to open the terminal, we need to go to View, Tool Windows, and Terminal, which it's not showing you because it's not, it's bringing up the different menus, and those are not being captured by my screen capture, but trust me that it's under View and Tool Windows and then Terminal. And what we want to see is a terminal window that has the path that we set as our default, and we know this is working if it doesn't freak out when I say ls. So there we go. There we have our terminal, and if I type Python in the terminal, I get the triple right arrow bracket, which means I'm in my Python editor. I'm going to print. I think this works. Close my quotes, close my parens. There we go. I've got Python running in the terminal in Pycharm. I'm going to go ahead and quit this. Remember, this is a built-in method, so we need these parentheses. Enter. I'm back to my regular terminal. If I want to have the console running at the same time, again, I go to View, Tool Windows, Python console. Should take a second to pop up. And there we go. Now I've got my Python console and my terminal running in Pycharm.